Should the doctor be charged?
Of course, he killed him. He killed him. You know he killed Michael. He killed the greatest entertainer. Because he could have said no. And we're going to do a better way of taking care of you. Correct? Correct.
See those, if you see those people out here, just usher them in. About them.
Oh, close you in, okay?
I close me in.
For the entire family.
Tune in every day to New Jersey's #1 station for inspiration.
1070 WKMB.
It's time now for the Town Talker with Reverend Zechariah A. Jackson. Reverend Jackson is founding pastor of the Church of What's Happening Now, located in Plainfield, New Jersey. And now, the Town Talker, Reverend Zechariah Jackson.
Always good coming to you. This is the American Reverend Zechariah A. Jackson from the Church of What's Happening Now, Town Talker Talk Show. Boy, I tell you, they're talking about bad weather coming, and I just hope and pray that it passes by, go out to the ocean somewhere, but you know, it is what it is. And again, it is winter. We're supposed to have Lady B, and Lady B is coming in now, and we're going to play a few of her songs, I imagine. She's here. I was going to another thing, but good thing she's here. And I'm sure that they would let her in and everything. But I tell you, it's something that's what's taking place in the state of California now with Michael Jackson, Doctor. You know, I don't know how to call it. Some people say he's absolutely guilty. But I would say this right here. At this point here, you know, everything is still speculation. And, the idea is this here is we just hope and pray that everything go as planned and everything. Is Miss B here? She's coming into the studio or what? I just seen her. But I tell you, you know, it's a shame, you know, I have my own opinion. The Reverend Zach has his own opinion about the doctor. You know, sometimes when you have a personal physician, you get very close to him and everything, and get very close to your doctor. So you know, and I guess when you get close to the doctor, you have a personal relationship with your doctor, and you know, I guess it's kind of hard telling your patient no, especially when they Michael Jackson, but people still say that he's guilty as charged. But you just wonder about that right there. I just hope that the things that's going on in the state of California that's going to take place with this guy's trial, that they, you know, justice be served and everything. So today we have with us Lady B, and she's an educator, and I'm going to try to go to one of her tracks. Track, I believe it's 4, isn't it? The numbers track. Okay,
yes, it is.
Go to that one right there. So we'll just listen to this here for a second.
From 1 to 10, I'm gonna teach you 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, it's easy. 9, 10. Oh, we grooving now. Snippity, snippity, snip. Yeah. That's nice right there. I'm feeling it too, girl. Stay right there. Right there. Oh. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna teach you how to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm gonna teach you how to count. From 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm gonna teach you 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh yeah.
Okay, you know that was Miss B. Is it Miss B?
Yes, it is, Miss B.
Miss B. Okay, all right. Now, tell us some things, Miss B. Now, who are you, and what is it that you do?
Well, hello, boys and girls. My name is Miss B, and I'm your friendly teacher, just coming to every neighborhood all over the world, just making learning fun again.
And you know, I could see that if I had a teacher that could put it like this here years ago, you know, I probably would be where Barack Obama is today. Swear me in twice, you know. So, what's the inspiration behind this here?
Well, actually, the inspiration actually came from my parents.
From your parents?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
And so, basically, we've always been musically inclined and
Sure.
gifted in that area.
So now this is you singing.
Well, no, we have a whole bunch of musical friends that come visit us and
Okay,
do
so-
special things with us.
Okay, so this is not actually your voice here.
Oh, yeah, background and some of the other stuff going
okay,
on.
okay.
Definitely, it's all our voices. It's a
Okay.
family affair,
Oh,
actually.
wow, okay. Now, all right, how long have you been doing this
Well,
learning program?
Well, I've been an educator by trade for
Okay.
the last years.
So you're a teacher?
Well, I'm an administrator now.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, so I've been in the education field.
Oh, okay,
Yes,
wow,
yes.
okay.
And so education has always been a part of us, and music has always been a part of us, and
Sure.
so it's a great marriage. And now you have Miss B.
Miss B.
Hello, boys and girls.
You know, I can see this here all over the world, though. I tell you, have you had it translated to different languages and everything there?
Well, actually, we actually have some Spanish songs on the track,
Sure.
teaching us the 7 days of the week.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I did go across that right. I heard that right there the other day.
Yes.
I was really attracted to this one. I think this is Numbers, right?
Mm-hmm.
The one I just played and everything. So now, where do you want to go with this? What is it that you want to do?
Well, basically, we believe that there's so much to be taught.
Sure.
There's actually a gift of learning that's called multiple intelligences, and a lot of young people learn through music.
Sure.
And so, if that's the way, if that's the bridge to get young people to know information, then why not go across the bridge?
Sure.
We have the gifts, we have the talent. Music has an ability to translate so much information, so many emotions, and I think we've underused it to reach our children. So Miss B is taking full advantage of that, and just it's family fun. I mean, it's meant for everybody in the house to listen to it. We
Sure.
don't want the mothers to say, "Okay, now it's time for your music."
Right.
We want the mother and the father to enjoy it just as
Sure.
much as.
Well,
the
I
kid.
can see the mother and father enjoying this here. I sure can see everybody, the whole family and the whole community.
Yes,
Right.
I saw your head nodding too.
Well, I guess that's the ethnic side.
Yes, yes,
I
that's-
often bring that up, the tribal side, as someone explained years ago. But all right, have you performed in many schools?
Yes. Actually, my parents, their, I guess you can say business is to go to different daycare centers and perform, and they teach music.
Sure.
They teach drumming and all types of percussion instruments. And so a lot of songs they were birthed out of, going to the schools and creating songs for the learning experience.
Okay.
So all of this comes from a practice. And so now, with all these songs that they had in their heart and they were using, why not create the album Miss B so they can enjoy the entire package?
So have you visited many schools right here in Plainfield, New Jersey?
Yes, there's some schools that we've done in Plainfield, New Jersey.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Wow. And what has been the outreach from, let's say, the Board of Education around? Have they reached out to you as a
Well,
Assembly, I think they used to call it years ago.
yes. Miss B actually has been on fire, and every place that we've actually sent it out to and everything. So we have people from Florida and Atlanta, all different places, because it's so catchy and
Sure.
so enjoyable,
Sure.
and everybody's response is overwhelming almost.
Sure.
And so yes, we've had similes. Again, like I said, this is
So,
played in schools.
in terms of a simile,
Yes.
what exactly? Because you're sitting down now at the microphone
right,
and talk
right,
show, but in a
right.
simile, is there anything that you would do outside of just the B uniform? But is there a dance? Is there a wave or something like that?
Well, there's a whole package. There's a whole program, and it depends on what curriculum we're trying to support. So there's a whole dance movement. I mean, it's interactive. It's for the kids. I mean, we have djembe drums, and we have songs that for them to play. I mean, there's a bubble song, so you can imagine bubbles all over the place. It's not meant to be, to sit down. Again, it's a package. It's learning is fun.
Yes.
And there's also upcoming pilots and plays that's actually coming from Miss B. There's a video that's
Yes, I heard about the
yes,
video.
and
Yes,
so
yes.
all these things are part of the package.
A part of the learning tool
Yes.
to really get the mind out of just boredom. Because I had last year, I interviewed a group that was starting up a charter school here in Plainfield. And they were talking about learning with music also as the back tone and everything, and it is comfortable listening to music when you study, Study can be a lonely thing, But I mean, certain kind of music. Now, you can't listen to, way out, you know what I mean? Jazz or classic. I like to listen to when I'm doing study very low. But I see this here as a bridge to get young people really interested in learning, and this is something that we have to take in these things today, because so many other distractions, and I'm not against the Wii game or the video games, because you need that right there, because that's like a practice of how life is going to be.
Exactly.
Imagine a car in 25 years, with push buttons.
Right.
They even have a car now that you don't even need a key. You got the key on you. You can open the door.
Wave.
Or if you got the key on you, the door open. And I rented a car like that a year ago, and I just couldn't get it. I mean, although I started coming like, well, I had to throw the key over here and see the car, I mean, I just went through a whole lot of things, But I finally caught on that, I mean, this new technology is taking over, so we need different avenues and things to teach it and stuff. And that's a good thing. And so you guys are really working hard to help out, and that's what we need.
Yes.
Help and everything.
And the truth is, our young people are very talented.
Sure.
And why not just bring in all that talent? I mean, they've really missed it when they think school is boring and it's not the place to be. And I think sometimes we adults fail them in some sense, because we say sit down and stay still, as opposed to saying, okay, let's be wild and crazy and creative while learning. And that's what Ms. B is going to bring back, all that fun and all that movement, and it's okay to move our arms, and it's even okay to make ourselves look funny in order to get the point across. Make it memorable.
Yes, and I have to say this, Big Bird years ago was memorable.
Who didn't love Sesame Street?
Yeah, Sesame Street was. But it's time for something different too.
Absolutely,
because from one bridge comes a road. You know what I mean? The mini road plugged into that bridge. So we're not slighting Sesame Street. But the idea is that what we're trying to do is there's other bridges to come across.
Absolutely.
And if it can attract the kids to get them to learn, then that's what right there is what we need. I would like to see this right here, part of a video.
We have a video. We have puppet shows. We have everything.
Well, I meant not video, but I meant a part of one of those video games.
Video game.
Yeah, you know what I mean. The Wii game or whatever, and everything. People tell me so much about this Wii game. I haven't bought one yet, But
maybe we have to put it out there.
Put it out there.
Miss B's exercise week.
Why not?
Why not? I can see
because it's all about education.
Absolutely.
And what we have learned over the journey of history is that education is only teaches us a way of life.
Absolutely.
And so we need to really embody anything that's going to help, because we've got so many other things that take our young people away from education, and not so much just the young either, because today the people even older people are retooling their minds.
Absolutely.
And getting prepared for, let's say, the next 20 years. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean? Where years ago 50 was old. Today 50 is just really learning the way.
Exactly.
So, you know, if 50 can listen to Miss B, I'm
Oh,
almost
50
I'm
definitely can listen to Miss
You know what I
B.
mean? Get everybody listen to Miss B.
Everybody
and,
will
you know,
listen to Miss B.
And get things going. I would like to see more videos, like you say, you guys are working on videos to get the young people really, really interested in learning, because that's something that I think we fall short as a cultural people. When I say cultural people, I mean American people, that we all are falling short on learning.
And learning,
You know,
absolutely.
everybody is going bare raw, you know what I mean? You know,
Exactly.
and that's, you know, it's not gonna last for so long, you know what I mean? You know, so intellect is something that we need. Have you ever performed in any churches?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, is that
Yes,
right? Wow.
yes. I love that. We have a gospel background, so we definitely sing that type of music as well as other types of music, but we definitely performed in churches.
Okay.
They've been very supportive because they also have a groups of children
Sure.
that they service,
Right.
and so absolutely.
Wow,
Yes.
That's good. I mean, you know, we had the young people up here from Haiti last week and the week before last, and I kind of wish that you were here there.
Oh, you can always invite me
Yeah,
back.
yeah,
I love
yeah,
stuff like
yeah,
that.
yeah, too.
And they just need a big hug right now,
yeah.
just some encouragement.
Encouragement and things that nature. But it's a market too, because there's so many nations, countries today that don't have characters.
No.
And we don't really know how to ask about what was the character that you grew up with, because that
Absolutely.
character helped shape you.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? I was shaped by Buzz Bunny.
Right. And Miss
Daffy
B
Duck.
is not necessarily meant to be a hero, but she is meant to be an inspiration. That it's okay to be yourself. It's
Sure.
okay to be happy. It's okay to be positive. It's
Sure.
okay to encourage. It's okay to learn. It's okay to be friends. All those things that society is moving away from, we're bringing it back.
Sure.
Because there are a lot of people that represent those things. And
Well, I met some teachers years ago, and they were talking about how we have let the characters in our society down, and we've put it down so far that now people have nothing to draw from, because
Absolutely.
when you read the great 100 books, the great classics, and you're reading about Moby Dick, or you're reading about Tales of Two Cities.
Right. Tell
Cities?
Two Cities.
Right. Okay. And you read about these different books and everything. The Count of Monte Cristo was one of mine. And when you read that, some of those people wouldn't have made it in universities, but because they were a character, they can now be as an icon, and people can learn from it in a university.
Absolutely.
You understand?
Right, so they didn't fit that traditional mold,
right, exactly.
but their gifts and their talents and
Yes.
their creativity is so resourceful and
Sure.
useful
Sure.
that we study it.
Yes.
Isn't
Now,
that amazing?
let me ask you this right here. What about in terms of this homeschooling? Have
Yeah.
you performed in front of the kids that actually get to homeschool, because they would need
Well,
something?
I really haven't reached that group, so
Yeah.
maybe that's interesting.
Yeah.
Miss B loves homeschooling and
Yeah,
all types
yeah,
of public schooling
yeah.
and charter schooling.
Yeah.
Just longest schooling is at the end of
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
We are for it, absolutely.
Yeah.
And so we'll come to their home and shake out a tail feather
Yes.
or a wing or two,
Yes,
and then we'll get down and just learn something.
Yeah, I can see it being something, because the idea is that no matter whether you're private school or homeschool or chartered or whatever, you still need to meet somewhere on common ground.
Absolutely.
And I can see Miss B evolving, if not already, into a character of actual common ground, mainstream.
Yes,
To
yes.
mean to go across everything.
Right,
Because
and-
so many, you'd be surprised at really what's going on, like in America today. So many people just putting down academics and things and going for many other things.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? I often was preaching to a young lady that was telling me about her son wanted to be a sport medicine doctor.
Right.
And she said to me, but he don't like to read. I said, well, now he has to read, and maybe he
Absolutely.
needs to play sports. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Because but she was focused that he was going to be this doctor, and a lot of us got those expectations, but we're not working. See, you got to work when the crowd is gone, not when Uncle come over. You know what I mean? Say, son, come here, daughter. What you gonna be? I'm gonna be an open heart surgeon. I'm gonna be the president of the United States. Whatever, get that we game. We're gonna say. But are you working after that is over with the kids? Are you helping to develop the mind? Because I believe that the mind is just like a big piece of land that's waiting to be cultivated and developed.
Right, and the brain is as such that it's meant to absorb.
Sure.
I mean, that's just the natural culture of the brain, and I think that we have forgotten how to reach and grab in and hold, and it really doesn't matter how we get the skill.
Sure.
And I believe if the skills are in, or the information is in, it'll be put to use.
Sure.
But there's almost a fear that when I learn this, or I might not be able to learn it. So when you come and just come in and have a good old time,
Sure.
and they learn something, they walk away saying, wow,
Yes.
let's learn some more, if that's learning. So I think that we need to cultivate discipline,
Sure.
but also creativity,
Sure.
because I know that our young people are creative.
You know, I think that learning has evolved into what people think is something goofy. You know what I mean?
Right,
You know,
right.
you got that you gotta have these. Remember years ago, the guy that learned, he had these square little glasses on, and he didn't play with everybody.
Exactly, he
You know,
wasn't cool.
He wasn't cool. He wasn't this, that, and other. He wasn't.
Right.
Into the regular things, so people say, that's a strange dude over there,
Right.
Mr. Pungdexter. We used to call him Pung, your mother, Mr. Pungdexter over there, you know what I mean? I'm going to knock him upside his head. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
That this cat that learned don't know karate or whatever and
Exactly.
things. And,
Right.
and then we shied away from him because of it, you know what I mean? No one wants to be, demonized,
Right,
as
right.
whatever and everything. But today we have to get rid of that myth because we need you to learn.
Yes, we
We
do.
need you to really get deep and learn this thing, and
And we'll be better for it, and you will be
Yeah,
better
yeah,
for
yeah,
it, and the
yeah.
world will be better
The
for it.
world be a better place,
A better
you know.
place. I mean, there's gifts embedded in all of us, and imagine if we don't meet the responsibility, I think,
sure,
to teach.
yeah,
Then there's so many gifts and cures and heart surgeons, like you talked about,
yes, yeah.
that won't come to be because we've missed the mark.
And that's a big thing that we're starting to do. Is Mr. Mark. I listened to the President's State of the Union address the other day,
Awesome.
and he touched on a lot of those things that no other nation is waiting on you.
Absolutely.
You understand me? But I can say this right here because of your journey. Other nations that might have been in humble beginnings, and because of the vast knowledge that's spread through the internet and things of that nature, that they get to do that great leap. You understand?
Right, absolutely.
I mean, they can do a great leap. But we had to go through from tooth and nail and everything, and we had to build cars out of iron. Didn't realize that we don't have to build them out of iron.
Right.
We had to make tables out of real wood, and then we realized we could use pressed wood.
Right,
Where these nations today that's just developing, coming into their fruition today, can look at what we did and say, hey, I'm going to do it this way and
Right.
still make out and things of that nature without having the dirty carbon print that a lot of Western nations have had because of only the journey of learning.
Right,
You
absolutely.
see? So we have to really structure a world today in body of learning because we're in
Absolutely.
competition with the world today.
Yeah, and one thing Obama said is that he doesn't want Americans to be second rate.
Sure.
A second place.
Yeah, yeah.
And who wants to put their children second place?
That's the truth.
And there's a really, really important time
Sure.
for a young person. And so imagine if you're just being born.
Yes.
Just go walk with me a little bit.
Yes, I walk with you.
Right? You're just being born.
Yes.
And you hear Miss B playing in the background.
Yes.
And it sounds good. And
Yeah.
now you're one.
Yeah.
And you're starting to learn how to speak.
Sure,
And
sure.
all of a sudden you're singing ABC
Yes,
songs,
yes.
1, 2, 3
Yes,
songs.
yeah.
And that's the foundation.
Sure.
And then you're learning Spanish.
Yes, yes,
right?
yes.
And it's easy.
Sure,
it's just
sure,
naturally
sure.
playing around the house.
Sure.
And so as you grow older, all we have to do is compound on that learning.
Sure,
We compound on that learning.
Sure.
And we can have Miss B for all stages.
Yes, yes. Because even when people go through parallelism, their bodies are paralyzed on certain parts or whatever, and they go through what is that thing where the brain shuts down and everything, and they have to be retaught. I could
Absolutely.
see Miss B record, music actually being a part of that.
cameras,
Yeah, to
yes.
help on that right there. Because some people have to go
Wow.
back to learn the ABCs. You understand
right,
what I mean?
right,
You know,
absolutely.
and because it's not sounding, you know, the sound is not there, the rhythm is out there, they may put it down and everything, you know.
Absolutely.
So we have to understand one thing. I think that we're learning, dead end with learning here in America is that we have to realize one thing, that as American people, we don't mind going to space, but we want a window in the rocket ship, even though we're not driving it. You understand me? You know what I mean? We still want a window.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Put that window in there. We let the whole people know that we